I'm drinking. All the rumors are true, really sinking. In a broken heart of blue. Well, you told me you still love me. But girl, how could it be? If you still want your freedom, then you ain't wanting me. So what about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, all our plans, and all our dreams? What about me? don't talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. Hey, mister, can I bum a ride? Anywhere you're gone is fine, as long as it's out of town. I could even fill your tank as a way that I can say thanks. I'm feeling kinda down. We can talk about anything that you want to, except one thing, mister, I'm begging you. Don't talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. That's where she said goodbye to me. She fell in love with me on that Corpus Christi beach. It felt so right. And I remember how her green eyes used to shine, and a taste on her sweet lips was like cherry wine. We can talk about any state that we've been through.
The farm! What a wonderful looking crowd of deplorable, adorable Trump supporters. My goodness, how in the world? I am Robin Hayes, the chairman of the North Carolina Republican Party, which is 100% fully behind Donald Trump. And we, with your help, are going to win this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, first, foremost, in the middle, and last, have you voted yet? If you have not voted, be sure and vote. Earlier, the better. But we are conservative, Republican, constitutionalists. Only vote one time. Don't do like the other side does. It is a thrill and a pleasure to be here with you tonight. And the next president of the United States, who is going to change Washington, he is going to make America strong again, work again, safe again, and great again. It is only appropriate, as God-fearing, Bible-believing Christians and others, I'm with you, we at the beginning of our time of fellowship together should go to the Lord and invoke His blessing, also His wisdom, His patience and understanding. So if you will help me in welcoming Reverend Mark Creech to the microphone, let the revival begin. Mark Creech.
Let's pray together. Our gracious God, just as our state's Constitution says in its preamble, we are grateful to you, the sovereign ruler of nations, for the preservation of the American Union and the existence of our civil, political, and religious liberties. We acknowledge our dependence upon you for the continuance of these blessings to us and our posterity. At this juncture, during this election cycle, we are at a great tipping point. The differences between the candidates from the top of the ballot and all the way down the ballot couldn't be more striking. We will choose between those who represent different answers to questions of fundamental moral and political import. We will become a nation that moves closer to recognizing and enforcing respect for the sanctity of human life at every stage, or we will move further away from it. We will protect and preserve the First and Second Amendments, or we will possibly render them null and void by the misguided notions of political correctness. We will be a nation of borders, or we will undermine our own sovereignty by failing to deal effectively with the issue of illegal immigration. Justices will be appointed to our courts that interpret our Constitution according to the fixed meaning given to it by our founders, or we will have justices that impose whatever the legal profession deems or cultural elites decree for us. We will uphold the eternal verity that the rights of the individual are unalienable, meaning given to us by God, which no government has the right to infringe upon, or the erroneous view that the state gives us our rights will become more and more pervasive. We will remain a people of common sense, or we will support policies like men in women's restrooms, locker rooms, and showers. Lord, may we not fail to recognize the urgency of our choices at this moment in history. What will be decided on November the 8th could not only set the course for the rest of our lives, but also that of our children and grandchildren for many years to come. It may even decide whether we can keep the republic handed down to us by our forefathers and defended in blood. Here in this place today, we rally in support of those who are not without their flaws, but we trust our patriots. We pray that they will be candidates who are just as concerned with finding favor with you as they are about finding favor with the electorate. We pray that they would walk in truth, that your power and might rest upon them. And if they indeed do walk upright before you, we ask that your providence would exalt them to positions whereby your blessings may flow through them to our land. Grant us now your presence. Bless these proceedings, if you would be so gracious, and use them to preserve our union, to strengthen and save our great state and country. Use them that we might truly be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In Christ's name, amen.
In Romans, it says, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. It is the power of salvation through all that believe. You and I believe that as well. Thank you, Mark Creech. Next, I want you to welcome to the stage, if I can get my glasses going here, Senator Ron Rabin. Now remember, it's a wonderful crowd. We're at the end of a race that we're going to win because of you. Donald Trump and these other wonderful candidates and sitting legislators draw your energy, your enthusiasm. You have what they need to finish strong and win to save the country. Please welcome Senator Ron Rabin, Vietnam veteran. Here he is, Ron Rabin.
Thank you, Robin, for the kind introduction. Thank everybody for being here. In the Senate, they tend to call me Colonel, and this is why. All right. I'm here and honored to be able to lead you, and I don't think you need to be led in the Pledge of Allegiance. But I would like you to think a little bit about what the words mean, folks. Some of them have already been spoken. Our flag, our nation under God, our freedoms and our liberties all belong to us because of that. The problem we have right now is we are, in my opinion, at a critical time in the history of our nation, and those things are about to be gone. I'm glad to see all of the shouting and raised hands that went up about who voted. We have to get the vote out. Go get your friends to vote. Bring them all out, because we want to go back to being one nation under God, the greatest nation on the face of the earth, and that's the way it has to be. We have to get Mr. Trump and we have to get Mr. Pence elected so that that happens. Thank you very much. Now, if you'll join me, and remember, you lock your heels, you stand at attention, and pledge allegiance to this great flag of our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Colonel. No pause between one nation under God. It is right together. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trent Lassiter is our host tonight. We owe him a tremendous round of thanks and applause for putting this event together and letting us come enjoy each other's company and Donald Trump together. Next, how many of you can sing? How many of you think you can sing? How many of you want to sing? Well, DeVan Barber, this handsome guy coming up here next, is going to sing and lead us in the National Anthem, which is the sign of the greatest, most benevolent nation in history. Let's ring the rafters as we sing a National Anthem. DeVan Barber.
Remain standing and join me with our National Anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we'd watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
USA, 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 USA. Wow, that was fantastic, DeVan. And he was also formerly a district chair and has been tremendous help in all of our campaigns. A great guy. Next, I have a group of state legislators who are largely responsible, along with Governor Pat McCrory and Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest, for getting our economy on track, for lowering unemployment, for lowering our taxes, for raising teacher pay. I'm going to bring them up here and let you thank them for making North Carolina great again. Come on up. Jimmy Dixon, Chris Mellis, and Brent Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jimmy Dixon. I represent Duplin and Wayne County in the General Assembly. But today, I'm here as a husband, as a father, and most importantly, as a proud American. In that capacity, I want you to know that I'm delighted to be here with such a wonderful group of deplorables as you are. We're the beneficiaries of great sacrifice and effort from many who have gone on before us. Our freedom has been purchased by precious drops of blood spilt from those willing to stand facing death, that we might celebrate our freedom to assemble and express our right to vote. Work, industry, thrift, and self-reliance is our American heritage that has secured our freedom and liberty. However, there is a portent of very stormy weather on the political horizon that we had better give heed to in this election. Consider this important question asked by Hillary Clinton about 4 of our dead American heroes when she said, "At this point, what difference does it make?" The difference. The difference, Mrs. Clinton, is that your insensitive, self-serving, lying tongue has inspired millions of us patriotic deplorables to rally and make sure you never become president of the greatest nation on the face of the earth. We will not allow you to promote the disaster called Obamacare. We will not allow you to destroy our right to own and bear arms. We will not allow you to sell our freedom to the highest bidder. We will not allow you to destroy our religious freedom. Finally, Mrs. Clinton, we will help all freedom-loving Americans. Elect Donald J. Trump as the next president of the United States of America. Thank you.
Good evening, Selma. My name is Chris Millis, and it's an honor to be with you all here in this beautiful weather. Let me ask you a question. If we live in a government that is truly of the people, by the people, and for the people, then why is our government failing we, the people? I'll tell you why. It's because for far too long we have entrusted the power of our government within the grasp and the reach of politicians with their failed policies and with their corrupt motives. We are in a time where politics is trumping justice. I believe it's time that we, the American people, trump politics and bring all of these corrupt politicians to justice. You all know as well as I do that we as a nation are up against some serious problems. Problems which are limiting our ability to prosper as Americans. Problems such as illegal immigration, the treatment and care of our veterans, our national debt, and anemic economic growth. So why will we choose to solve the problems we face by electing more corrupt politicians? Corrupt politicians like Hillary Clinton that will lie to our face as she continues the Clinton recipe of cronyism. A recipe that includes 1 part pandering to the ballot box, 2 parts of receiving political power, then at last she pads the pockets of herself, her donors, and the special interests that she will continue to sell we, the American people, out to. I cannot think of a worse answer to the problems that we face as a nation than Hillary Clinton. But I strongly believe that a great answer to the problems we face, an answer to the problem of illegal immigration, an answer to the problem of taking care of our veterans, an answer to the problem of our national debt and anemic economic growth, an answer to the problem of safety, security, law, order, and justice is an outsider, a problem solver, an individual respected by his children and revered by his employees, a man who loves America and its people and is willing to fight for us even through the adversity of being considered as politically incorrect. And that individual is Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only 2 people on the ballot for president. One of them is qualified to be president, and the other is qualified for prison. On Sunday, join me. On Sunday, let's turn back our clocks And on Tuesday, let's take back our nation.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Brent Jackson. I'm the current sitting senator for Duplin, Johnston, and Sampson counties. So if you're not from here, I want to welcome you to Johnston County, God's country. Yeah. Also, I want to tell you, I ran for office in 2010 because I was just like most of you out there. I was fed up with the direction our state was going. And folks, I am fed up with the direction our country is going, and I believe you are too. And I think it is time we take back our country. And we put it back in the hands of the conservatives that is here in our land, that we work and toil with our hands. This morning I was in a sweet potato field, and now I'm up here before the next president of the United States. Let's make North Carolina and the United States great again and elect Donald J. Trump our next president. God bless you. Yay! God!
Thank you very much, folks. I'm also a senator for Johnston County, Benson, and all the parts north. I'm honored to represent the people of Johnston County in the General Assembly. I would also tell you that I am the first elected official in the state of North Carolina to endorse Donald J. Trump for president. And I want to share with you, before I get the hook here, that the reason I did it had nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. It had all to do with Donald J. Trump. I looked at the 19 people on the stage with him, and sometimes it seemed like 119, and I said, they're not going to drain the swamp. They won't do it. They are not the people. It's kind of like Washington has a dome over it. Everything comes out, nothing gets in. Somebody has to break the dome. I look at it this way. I'm voting for Donald J. Trump and Michael Pence because they are the best candidates. We've got to start thinking that way and make it work that way and make sure they get elected. North Carolina is at the crossroads of the history of this nation, and we got to get it right. Thank you.
Thank you to our wonderful state legislator. All right. Law and order. The rule of law. How many of you believe in that like Donald Trump does? Well, I got news for you. Hillary Clinton claimed to be responsible for killing bin Laden. We now know he's dead because he voted in Chicago yesterday. All right. Next, the Attorney General that you and I need for North Carolina, that will uphold the law, that understands that marriage between a man and a woman, understands the privacy and security of bathrooms for our daughters and children is important. We need an Attorney General like Buck Newton. We don't have one now. Buck. Let's go. Wind up.
All right, thank you guys. What a crowd. What a crowd. Are y'all ready to make America great again? I can't hear you. Man, it's great to be back in Johnston County. Let me tell you, this is awesome. Y'all can't see it up here, how big this crowd is, how far it goes back there, how big the cameras need to be to see how big a crowd we have here for Donald J. Trump. Let me ask you a question. Let me get started. Let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you've already voted. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, put them down. Raise your hand if you haven't voted yet. Okay, now those of you who voted, look around, look at the people who raise their hands. Lean over and ask them, is there something wrong? What's keeping you? Because I need you to go find, I need you to vote, and I need you to go find about 10 more people and make sure they vote on election day. 10 more legal voters, and make sure they vote for Donald J. Trump and for the Republican ticket. This is critical. This is critical. Now, before I get any farther along, we got to do something else. We need to take a moment. All around us tonight, here in this field, out on the roads, directing traffic, we've got law enforcement, police officers, deputies, troopers who are here to keep us safe. We are here to keep us safe. We owe them a debt of gratitude. Join me for just a moment and give them a big yell in support so that they can hear us. Thank them for keeping us safe tonight. We owe them a debt of gratitude for the great work that they've done the last 3 or more weeks here in eastern North Carolina from the disaster, the thousands that have been rescued, for keeping us safe. We owe them. We owe them. That's why we've got to elect Donald Trump president, because we cannot take any more of the lawlessness that's been going on in Washington. We cannot take any more of the broken rules and the broken law. We need somebody who will follow the Constitution. You know why I'm running for Attorney General? Because you haven't had an Attorney General for the last 15 years. You need an Attorney General who will fight for you, who will fight to uphold the law of this state and the Constitution of this state and the Constitution of these United States. We cannot let Hillary Clinton become president. We cannot hear the words President Clinton. You know, a friend of mine earlier today pointed out to me, Justin Burr. He said, most likely we're going to be calling her by her new name. Inmate Clinton. That's right. What a sad day in America. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Folks, we've got to work hard. We've got to get the people to the polls. We've got to carry North Carolina for Donald J. Trump. Thank you for letting me speak to you. God bless you. God bless North Carolina. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Buck, come on, guys. Next, the best lieutenant governor that we could ever have. A man who believes in family, who believes in the state, who believes in free enterprise. Welcome with a boisterous Johnson County welcome, our own Dan Forrest.
Woo! Hello, Johnson County. It is great. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. There you go. Johnson County, it is great to be with you tonight. Look at this crowd when we're just a few days away from election. Let me tell you just a quick story. Real quick story. I love Johnson County, and I'm going to tell you why. Last election in 2012, 11:30 at night, campaign was almost over. Election night was almost over, and we were down by about 10,000 votes. There was one county left outstanding when we were down by 10,000 votes, and it was Johnson County, and they pushed us over the top in 2012. And so here's your challenge. Here's your challenge, my friends. I will lose. Many of my Republican friends will lose Wake County by 200,000 votes. We'll lose Mecklenburg County by 200,000 votes. We'll lose Guilford County by 100,000 votes. We'll lose Buncombe County by 100,000 votes. We'll lose Guilford County by 100,000 votes. We need the Johnson counties of North Carolina to stand up and push us over the top in 2016. And it's time to take our country back. My friends, how would you like to have a president who's not going to add to our national debt, but is going to pay off our national debt? How would you like to have a president of the United States that is not going to continue to weaken our military, but to make our military the greatest strength in the world once again? How would you like to have a president that's not going to try to take your guns away, but is going to allow you your Second Amendment rights? How would you like a president that's not going to try to continue to destroy the best healthcare system in the United States or in the world, but is going to repeal Obamacare? My friends, it is a time. North Carolina is the tipping point. The whole nation, as goes North Carolina, so goes the country. We are very thankful for all the work that you do. But as my friend Buck Newton said, if we don't save what we've done here in North Carolina is the tip of the spear, and we will see the rest of the country fall for the same kinds of values that we've tried to protect here. Other states are trying to do the same thing, and if we fall, they fall. We need your help. We're very thankful for everything you do. Thank you for being here tonight. And when Donald Trump comes out on the stage, give him a hearty North Carolina welcome. Let me hear you one more time, Johnson County. God bless you all.
Great job. How many of you know what Trump stands for? This Republican understands my problem. When you're out there getting votes, that's what you need to say. Next, your own David Rouser, a champion of agriculture, a congressman we can all be proud of, a congressman that works for you. Welcome David Rouser to the stage.
Hello, Johnston County. Hello, Eastern North Carolina. Hello, America. You ready to take our country back? Let me ask you this. Are you ready to shock the liberal media next Tuesday? Isn't it something what a difference 1 week makes? Isn't it amazing what 1 week makes? You and I know the Clinton Foundation has always been about pay to play. Always. Now the rest of America is figuring it out. After all, think about this. If there's no pay to play, there's no need for Hillary to have a private email server. And now we know the DOJ was trying everything they could to put the brakes on the FBI's investigation. Crooked Hillary, pay to play, collusion. The smell of corruption is overwhelming. Now, if these revelations aren't enough to convince everyone, let's consider the issues that will determine the future of America. Number one, the Supreme Court. Hillary Clinton and a liberal Supreme Court will ruin America. The next president will determine the makeup of the Supreme Court for years to come. No question about that. And if you think for a second that our religious liberties will not be threatened by a liberal Supreme Court, think again. If you think for a second that our Second Amendment rights will not be threatened by a liberal Supreme Court, think again. And if you think for a second that our Constitution will be upheld by a liberal Supreme Court, think again. Remember, liberals and progressives believe in a living, breathing Constitution that changes with the times. That is not what our founding fathers intended. Donald Trump, and we all know folks that are perhaps on the fence in this race, Donald Trump will nominate judges to the bench that will uphold the Constitution. Hillary Clinton will not. It's that simple. Number two, the executive orders, rules, and regulations issued by this administration are absolutely killing our economy and ruining the American dream for millions of people all across this country. Donald Trump will repeal these rules and regulations and executive orders. Hillary Clinton will not. Number three, how many of you like your Obamacare plan? Donald Trump will work with Congress to repeal and replace Obamacare. Hillary Clinton will not. Number four, we need a president that will take the fight to ISIS and put forth a comprehensive strategy to defeat radical Islam. We don't need 4 more years of denial. We don't need 4 more years of treating radical Islam as a law enforcement matter. We are in a war. We are in a war that is not of our choosing. We either fight them abroad or we fight them here. Those are our only two choices. And we need a commander-in-chief that understands that. Now, I want you to think about the two, especially all of those who...
I want to let everybody know that this is an awful, awful angle, and we're aware of that. That is where they put us on the risers tonight. Everybody on the risers are in the same position, except for the one guy who controls the pool feed that you will see stolen all over YouTube tonight. Basically, if you leave our feed, which a lot of you are going to because you're going to say, oh, it's blurry, or oh, it's whatever. You know, this is the best we can do because we're actually doing it the legit way. But any of these other channels you see are going to be crystal clear and right on dead center, because the pool guy gets his own spot on the risers. So this is where everybody else in the media has to set up at. And we're streaming off cell towers, so we're sorry about the fuzzy feed. We're doing the best we can with the equipment that we have. So thank you all for tuning in. We're showing the crowd, so at least that's something, right? But the teleprompter is blocking the speaker, so that's definitely not good.
And who is going to make America great again? Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed down the home stretch, and there's no more important component than the Trump team and the military. Ladies and gentlemen, we had... Okay. Matt Miller, head of Veterans for Trump, is our last speaker. Remember, Benjamin Franklin came out after writing the Constitution, said it was a monarchy or the republic. It's a republic if we can keep it. It's not a monarchy with King Obama or Queen Hillary. Vote Trump!
about me. Yeah, I'm drinking. All the rumors are true, really sinking. In a broken heart of blue. Well, you told me you still love me. But girl, how could it be if
his lifelong defense of the right of free speech in America. As a matter of fact, he supports the First Amendment just as much as he supports the Second Amendment. However, some people have taken advantage of Mr. Trump's hospitality by choosing to disrupt his rallies by using them as an opportunity to promote their own political messages. While they certainly have the right to free speech, this is a private event paid for by Mr. Trump. We have provided a safe protest area outside the venue for all protesters. If a protester starts demonstrating in the area around you, please do not touch or harm the protester. This is a peaceful rally. In order to notify the law enforcement officers of the location of the protester, please hold a rally sign over your head and start chanting, "Trump, Trump, Trump." Ask the people around you to do likewise until officers remove the protester. Thank you for helping us make America great again.
Totally good. Got the color scheme now. That's what I want. I want another color scheme. We gotta have better than this. It's no good. Joe Seals here in the RSBN headquarters in Auburn, Alabama. It's almost 7 p.m. and I notice our viewer count is at 13,252. That's not very good. See if we can get this number up, folks, and share it. Again, I understand that our cameras and the equipment that we have are not up to the quality of the big guys, but you know, look, we're out here trying to do the best we can to document all this, and this is new technology we're using. And you know, look, we don't have satellite trucks, but we're using the next best thing that we have. If this were any other event outdoors 3 months ago, or even a month ago, actually, we would not be able to broadcast this rally at all. So we're doing our best we can, and I appreciate everybody and your support over the last few days. We've gone through a lot, and we're doing the best we can. So I hope we get that number back up there. So again, you're free to leave and go to another feed on YouTube if you'd like. There are other ones that are probably crystal clear, but keep in mind that none of those channels are the actual ones that are filming it. It is from another feed, and I'm not going to get into that. If that's the important thing is the message gets out, and that's fine with us. That is completely fine with us. If you want to watch a feed that is being provided by ABC News, but is being covered up with other people's fake logos or whatever, that's fine. In fact, we wish them well, because hey, it doesn't matter how or where you see it, right? So as long as you do see it, and as long as the message is clear, and as long as you share the message. But again, we're out on the front lines and we're doing everything we can. Just a few guys who started a media company and want to show you the things the mainstream media won't. So if you go to another channel and watch it, I guarantee you one thing: you'll never see the crowd. For all those out there still listening, I'd like to remind you that this rally is being brought to you ad-free on Donald Trump's Facebook page tonight. You can tune into our feed there at facebook.com/Donald Trump. That is our cameraman, Brad Savage, who is doing an absolutely wonderful job, given the fact that he doesn't have his equipment that are inferior to the pool feed, which you are probably watching. If you're not watching us, you're probably watching the pool feed that is being taken from other sources and put on YouTube without permission. But that's okay, because I really don't care. We really don't care here. Here's the story. I want to let you guys know this. You can, and we're trying to reboot so we can get a better signal for you here. You will be able to watch this feed live on Mr. Trump's Facebook page tonight as soon as he comes on stage. You can watch this live on Donald Trump's Facebook page tonight at facebook.com/Donald Trump. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to try to get a better quality feed for you. We're just like, you know, we're sort of, we had a really bad day yesterday. I'm on no sleep, and so we're trying really hard to make this work. So stand by while I make some phone calls and see if I can get a better feed here.
talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. Hey, mister, can I bum a ride? Anywhere you're gone is fine, as long as it's out of town. I could even fill your tank as a way that I can say thanks. I'm feeling kinda down. We can talk about anything that you want to, except one thing, mister, I'm begging you. Don't talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City just as good as mine. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Is there something at home? Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you want, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances.
If you are just joining us, thank you for tuning in to our stream. We have about 10 more minutes, it looks like, until Mr. Trump gets here. That's the word on the ground there in Selma. Now, with this, and again, I apologize earlier if I see, but we've had a really long 48 hours. We had our live streaming abilities taken away by YouTube yesterday, which caused a lot of problems for us. Look at that crowd. That is amazing. Look at that. That is insane. Wow. That's amazing. And I want to remind everybody, our reception and our service will get better as when Trump comes on stage and people stop texting and things. And here comes somebody to the stage now. So.
Well, good evening, deplorables. Are you ready? All right, as we look to take this home, I can tell you, I just came in a motorcade with Donald J. Trump. There was American flags and people on the side of the roads cheering the whole way here. It's what makes America great. Now, we would have been here earlier, but we were looking for 33,000 emails. We couldn't find them anywhere. I want you to know one other thing. We need to make sure that whatever we do, we give her what she really deserves. What do you think? And we know you've come a long ways and you've stood for a long time, so I'm going to cut it brief and we're going to ask you to do this. I want you to show the kind of welcome that only you can get in Eastern North Carolina. I want to make sure that let them hear you all the way up in Raleigh. When we're taking back the White House this year in 5 days, we're going to do it. Let's take back America. We're going to stand with our veterans and our law enforcement, and I'm going to introduce to you a guy, Matt Miller, who is the head of Veterans for Trump. He's going to come out. God bless you. God bless America. Let's take it back.
Now, I don't see Matt or whatever his name is. Anyway, we apologize for the quality of our streams. Again, look, there he is. Is that somebody coming to the stage now? Okay.
Man, it's great to be back in the state of North Carolina where it's my home. How many veterans do we have out there? You guys can do better than that. How many veterans do we have out there? How many Vietnam veterans do we have out there? I just want to say thank you and welcome home. My name is Matt Miller, and I'm the head of Veterans for Trump. And it is an honor and a privilege to be with you tonight. And I do have the honor and privilege of introducing some admirals and generals, and we're going to have some Medal of Honor recipients come out momentarily. But I just have a few questions to ask you tonight. Are you tired of not winning? Are you tired of a gutted military? Are you tired of billions of dollars going to foreign places for people that hate us and they'd do it for free? Are you tired of hundreds of thousands of veterans dying, waiting in line for care in which they earned? Well, if you're tired of all that, and I hear some great responses, let me tell you how important it is for veterans to go out and for everybody to go out and vote. In 2012, you had 6 million veterans that didn't vote. 6 million veterans that did not vote. And in places like in North Carolina and in Florida and in Georgia and in Ohio and Pennsylvania, that means a ton of votes that were left on the table that if we come out this time, it means a difference in Mr. Trump winning those states. So I urge you to go out, vote, ask your neighbors to vote, talk to 10 for Trump is what I'd say, and we will bring this home. So let me now introduce some of the flag and general officers that we have. If I could have Admiral Hugh Wisely come out, please. Admiral Hugh Wisely. Admiral Kenneth Braithwaite. Admiral Don Lauren. General Hubert Smith. Admiral Charles Williams. General James Stewart. Admiral Greg Slavonic. General Bert Mitsisawa. And General Richard Perot. All right, the next group, we're going to have Brigadier General Phil Drew. And you talk about a power couple, Admiral Mimi Drew. We have Admiral Mike Jones. You know, I just promoted him. He is actually a general. We have Admiral Bob Heckman, John Heckman. We have General Bentley Rayburn. We have Admiral Ed McGinley. We have General Al Zapanta. We have General Tom Carter. These are just a few of the 200 admirals and generals that have sworn their allegiance and support for Mr. Trump in this election. So, big hand. So next, it's my distinct honor to introduce 7 Medal of Honor recipients. Can we have a Medal of Honor recipient, Donald Doc Ballard? Medal of Honor recipient, Bob Patterson. Medal of Honor recipient, Leo Thorsness. Medal of Honor recipient, Mike Thornton. Medal of Honor recipient, Benny Atkins. Medal of Honor recipient, Leroy Petrie. And Medal of Honor recipient, Joe Marm. These individuals represent the 22 Medal of Honor recipients who have endorsed Mr. Trump and make up almost a great number of the living Medal of Honor recipients, which stands at 76. Amen. God bless America. God bless America. Now I'd like to bring to the stage Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, who's going to say a few words. General Kellogg, please join me.
All right, what a great crowd. It really is. I'm like the warm-up act. There's one more behind me, and then we get Mr. Trump out here. You know, I look out here, and, you know, I'm a Tar Heel, too. You know, I came from down in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know, was fortunate enough to command the Army's 82nd Airborne Division, spent a lot of time there going in and out and in and out. You know, nice thing about coming back to North Carolina and being a Tar Heel, a lot of people don't realize where we got the nickname. You know, I came from the Civil War, and they said, you know, the soldiers from North Carolina, when they got in a fight, they stuck like they had tar on their heels. And you're Tar Heels, I'll tell you that. You know, you all are part of history, and you should think about that. You're part of a movement, and it's part of a movement to take back this country from the elites to the people that live in Washington, Kansas, and not Washington, D.C. They live in Fayetteville. They live in Concord. They live all around this nation, and it's about time we took it back and made a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And that's why we're here. You know, I'm privileged and proud to be part of a group that's right behind me. There's over 200 retired flag officers that are part of this movement, as well as the Medal of Honor. We have 23 Medal of Honor winners, 7 of them on the stage. And they're the bravest of the brave. The people that have joined us on this stage tonight have over 750 years of military service when you add it all up. Okay. These people, they understand what temperament is. They understand what leadership is. They understand what passion is, and they know how to make things work. And that's why we are for Donald J. Trump. We need your help. North Carolina next Tuesday is critical for us. You've got to bring it home for us. We're dependent on you, and we know we'll bring it home. Just get out there and work really hard. Get all your friends, your relatives, your dogs, your cats, get them all out there and make sure we get them to the polls. You know, there's a difference here. The difference with the man we are working for is not part of the elite. That's what we're working against right now. There are people out there who believe that they are entitled to government, and that's what we're running against. We're running against people who have no problem with lying or corruption. You know, when you have somebody who was a Secretary of State and 5 of her closest associates took the Fifth Amendment so they wouldn't have to testify, you know, where I come from, that's out of a mob movie. That's not out of a Secretary of State. And being in the military and doing things like that, I consider her to be an architect of failure. From what she has done, from Iraq to Libya to Syria to working with the Russians, you name it, it's all failed. And that's what she's part of. And we're working against somebody who actually lies to your face. You know, just last week, on the weekend, she said that on 9/11, she was in New York City when the towers got hit. No, she wasn't. She was in Washington, D.C. All right? I was in Washington, D.C., and I was in the Pentagon when I got hit. She was there, too, but she wasn't in New York City. She always was Secretary of State when they drew the red line on the ground there in Syria. She says, I wasn't there. Yes, ma'am, you were. And then when she landed in Kosovo years ago, she said she landed under sniper fire. The only problem is the video showed a young girl handing her some flowers when they got off the aircraft. And as somebody who's been under sniper fire, that really doesn't happen. And she's also one who said she had no classified on her email servers. Okay, buy that one. So I'm honored to be with a man who believes in America, who asks the question always why, not why not, who wants to build this nation like his buildings, tall and reaching for the skies, who believes we can do anything we want to do as a nation, who believes in you. You know, her motto when we started was remember, I'm with her. Well, let me tell you what our motto is. We're with you, the American people. So this is our chance to do something different and make it work. Right behind me, I want to introduce somebody that is a close friend and a battle buddy, somebody we've served in combat with, and you've seen him on the trail out there a lot. And I think you'll have a couple of comments, and then we'll bring Mr. Trump out. And I want to introduce you to Lieutenant General Mike Flynn, a good friend and a battle buddy.
All right, hey, how many
Where's all them women for Trump? Woo! You got that right. You got that right. I mean, I'll tell you what, in the last probably couple of weeks, there are more, and women are going to win the world over here, right? And women are going to win this election for Donald J. Trump. Let me tell you, this is a big, big. Thank you for the honor of us being here in Selma. I spent 16 years at Fort Bragg myself. I loved it. I love it. I've had both my sons. I had one born here at Fort Bragg. Love this place. I love North Carolina. And North Carolina is going to win the day on Tuesday for Donald J. Trump. Okay. Yeah, it's a big deal.
What an honor. Some brave people back there. Very brave people. Wow, look at that crowd. 15,000. More than 15,000. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. I have so many incredible friends here tonight. Thank you. We're going to have some big, big, beautiful weeks ahead of us, I think, huh? More importantly, some very, very great years for our country. I want to begin by thanking General Kellogg. Amazing man, amazing friend. General Flynn, same thing. These are unbelievable people. Congressman Mark Meadows, we have a few great congressmen here, people that have been loyal right from the beginning. I appreciate it very much. Who knew this is where we were going to be, right? This is where we want to be. In 5 days, we're going to win the great state of North Carolina, and we are going to win back the White House, believe me. But you have to get out there and you have to vote. You have to vote. Who's going to be voting? Who is going to be voting on Tuesday? Okay, but who's already voted? That's what I thought. All right, you get out there and vote, because that's the whole thing. You know, we have a movement that this country has never seen. They're writing about it. They're talking about it all over the world, and we want to make sure it happens. Otherwise, to me, not quite the same, right? Not quite the same. We want to get it finished off. So get out there before Tuesday or on Tuesday, and let's finish it off. It's an honor to be here in North Carolina, a place I love. You know, I have right next to Charlotte a very, very successful job. I employ a lot of people. I pay a lot of salaries, and that's good. They're great people. It's a state that's produced many of the finest and bravest soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, ever to wear the uniform, known for it. I stand here tonight among true heroes. True heroes. I'm also honored to be among so many military families, wives, husbands, parents, and children who shoulder the burdens of war. Brave people. Let me begin by making you this very solemn promise. I will never, ever let you down. I will tell you that. And you've been let down. You've been let down plenty over the years, believe me. I'm very proud to have the support of so many military and law enforcement groups all across this great nation. We have such incredible support. They're going out there voting. They've already voted. But we have unbelievable relationships with law enforcement and with the military and with our vets, which is the military. Believe me, the military +2, our great vets, including the support of more than 200 top admirals and generals and 22 Medal of Honor recipients. We have many of them here with us tonight. We're joined by a number of those admirals and generals and 7 Medal of Honor recipients right behind me. And the Medal of Honor recipients with us tonight are Colonel Leon Thorness. Where's Colonel? Where is he? Good. Raise your hand, folks. Oh, they're so much more brave than me. I wouldn't have done what they did. I'm brave in other ways. I'm brave. I'm financially brave. Big deal, right? He's a real brave. Command Sergeant Major Bob Patterson. Thanks, Bob. We traveled together. Navy SEAL Mike Thornton. We traveled together. Tough cookie. Sergeant Major Benny Atkins. Colonel Joe Marm. And Master Sergeant Leroy Petrie. Thank you. Amazing people. These are amazing people. A lot of amazing people right out here, too. A lot of our friends. Tough cookies. I'm not going to be playing with them, I'm telling you. I'm not going to do that. I saw somebody backstage, big, strong, powerful. I said to the guys, you think I could take this guy in a fight? You think I could take him? They all said no. I said, I agree. Okay. These men displayed to the whole world the unyielding strength, courage, and grit of the United States of America. They went above and beyond the call of duty, thought nothing of their own safety, you understand that, in order to protect their fellow man, and acted with a bravery that will etch their legacy into the history of their nation and this nation. It is their nation. It's our nation. We're going to bring back our nation. We're going to bring it back to greatness like it hasn't seen. Not far from here is Fort Bragg, the second largest military base in the world. It's the home of the 82nd Airborne Division, the most decorated unit in U.S. military, and our Army Special Forces, great people. Know many, many of them, great, great people, who even today are serving in harm's way overseas. Just in the last 24 hours, this country lost 2 soldiers in combat in Afghanistan. And it's a reminder of what our warriors and their families, like those at Fort Bragg and across all of North Carolina, sacrifice for our country. We have a great country, and we have great, great people in this country. And I've seen that over the last year and a half, traveling all over. I've gotten to see so many unbelievable people. We owe them a debt we can never really repay. Our special forces here at Fort Bragg have been the tip of the spear in fighting terrorism. Believe me, we're going to fight terrorism. We're going to get rid of ISIS. We're going to get rid of them fast. All we need is leadership at the top level. You understand what I mean, right? Does everybody understand? Believe me. The war we never win. The motto of our Army Special Forces is to free the oppressed. And that is exactly what they have been doing and what we will do. The military families of North Carolina have shed their blood and poured out their hearts for our country. If given the honor of serving as your president, it will be my solemn duty to ensure the following. All men and women in uniform will have the supplies, the support, the equipment, the medical care, and the resources they need to get the job properly done. Full and proper funding for all branches of the American Armed Services. And you have that from me, folks. Not about the sequester, take away from our military. And you know what I mean. A commitment from our allies to pay their fair share of our military burden. You know, I brought that up. Nobody's ever brought that up, right? But we're protecting people all over the world, and they're not treating us properly. And they will. They will. Our allies will. But somebody has to ask them. I'll ask them. They will. We'll have better relationships than we have right now, far better. And you all understand what I mean. Support for military families, including jobs, education, and housing. The best care in the world for our unbelievable, great veterans. And the veterans have supported me as much as anybody else. And they know what I'm talking about. They have not been treated fairly or properly, both at the public VA facilities as well as the right to see private doctors of their choice if they're not getting the service they need. And you know they're not getting that service. People are waiting in line. Veterans are waiting in line for 7 days, 8 days, 12 days. And I won't mention numbers, but you know what's going on with certain rates of suicide and things. You don't even like talking about it. Hard to believe when you hear the numbers. 22 a day. Hard to believe. Inconceivable. And oftentimes they're waiting for a simple procedure or a simple prescription. And that stuff is not going to happen anymore, folks. You're our great people. You're our great people. You are our great people. It's not going to happen. And finally, a commitment to only engage the use of military forces when it's vital for national security interests of the United States. We will stop trying to build foreign democracies, topple regimes, and race recklessly to intervene in situations that we have no right to be there, folks. We want strength in this country. We want to protect our country. Instead, our focus must be on keeping America safe and on destroying ISIS. We have no choice on that. And defeating radical Islamic terrorism. We will defeat it, and we will defeat it quickly. Any nation that shares our goal of destroying ISIS and defeating terrorists will be our partner in this mission. Under the failed leadership, we will build the wall. This guy's, don't worry about it. It will be a great wall. It will be a real wall, folks. It will be a real wall. It will be a wall. Under the failed leadership of Hillary, look, talk about leadership. What leadership? I don't want to use the word in the same sentence. Of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, ISIS has become a clear and present danger to Europe and the United States. After all of the sacrifice our soldiers have made, Clinton and Obama pulled out the troops on a public timetable, giving rise to ISIS. They call it the big vacuum that was created, and handing Iraq over to the ISIS killers and thugs. Now ISIS is on a campaign of genocide in the Middle East torturing, drowning, burning people alive, chopping off their heads. Not since medieval time have we seen something like this, folks. And I want to rebuild our country. I want to rebuild our infrastructure, but there are some things that have to be done first. Believe me. ISIS has slaughtered men and women and children in France, Germany, Belgium. And there are now 1,000, never before so many, ISIS investigations going on in the United States. We've seen the bloodshed and the attacks in Orlando, San Bernardino, and the recent bomb plot in New York and New Jersey. Yet as we send brave men and women overseas to fight terrorists in the Middle East, Hillary Clinton wants to fling our borders wide open, allowing those same terrorists to infiltrate our country by the thousands. Obama and Clinton are allowing thousands and thousands to come into our country. Hillary wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees and virtually unlimited immigration from some of the most extreme and dangerous places in the world to pour into our country. Unthinkable. A Trump administration will suspend the Syrian refugee program and keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. And we all have heart, and we don't want to see people hurt. Folks, we all have big hearts, and we want to see people live and be taken care of. We have so many problems, we can't allow this to happen, but we will build safe zones in Syria. We will get the Gulf states to have nothing but money. We owe $20 trillion, if you don't mind, right? Boy, this is a big crowd, man. Look where that goes to. General Flynn is even impressed. He's never impressed, but he's impressed. But this is a big crowd. And by the way, I wish those cameras, the world's most dishonest people, the media, I wish these people would take a look at this crowd, because that's what we have. That's what they never want to do that. It's always right on my face. I go home. I say to my wife, did they show the crowd? No, they just showed your face. I don't want that. There is a big lot of people, over 15,000 people in this field. So we want to build safe zones. We'll do it in Syria. We'll get the Gulf states to put up the money. They'll do it. And, we'll take care of people. But we cannot let what's happening in Germany and Sweden and lots of other places. Look at France. Look at Paris. I have friends that used to go to Paris. They don't go anymore. They say, no, Paris isn't Paris. We can't allow this to happen. San Bernardino, so many other places. Orlando recently, more recently. We know Hillary can't be trusted. We've learned that. With America's security, you take a look at her email situation. Can we what she did. She's protected by the Department of Justice. And what's going on in our country, this has never happened, ever happened before. And the FBI is in there. They're doing their job, and they're not allowed to be doing their job. What's going on is a disgrace. We know now with almost 100% confidence that at least 5 foreign intelligence agencies bleached the Clinton server. Then she tried to destroy the evidence by deleting the emails after, not before, that was bad, after receiving a United States congressional subpoena. So she gets a subpoena from Congress. And she said, this isn't good. Delete the emails. Hillary created the server to shield her criminal activity and her corrupt pay-for-play scheme, where she sold her office as Secretary of State to donors and special interests. And the FBI has it all. They have it all. They're not allowed to do anything with it because her protector is the Department of Justice. We'll have to change the name of the Department of Justice. In other words, she was more interested in keeping her emails a secret than in keeping our classified intelligence a secret. She was more interested in protecting herself than in protecting the people of the United States. Ending this criminal government corruption is one of the most important reasons you have to go out on November 8th and vote, if you haven't already done it. We also know Hillary can't be trusted with our security because of her disastrous record on foreign policy. No Secretary of State in history has failed in more places, in more ways, than Hillary Clinton, like Benghazi. In 2009, pre-Hillary, Libya was stable, Syria was under control, Iraq was seeing a reduction in violence, and ISIS wasn't even on the map. We didn't know what ISIS was. They didn't exist. Fast forward till today. Libya is in ruins. Syria is in the middle of a catastrophic civil war. Iraq is in total chaos. And ISIS is spreading across the region, into Europe, into America. They've launched a campaign of genocide against Christians all over the world. They're in 32 countries. Yet, after all of this, Hillary Clinton can't even say the words radical Islamic terror. Can't say the words. She won't say the words, and our president won't say the words. And unless you're going to know what the words are, or unless you're going to admit what the problem is, you're never going to solve the problem. She won't say the words. He won't say the words. He'll tell you for a half an hour why he won't say the words. At the end of the half hour, people look and say, what's going on? Anyone who cannot name the enemy cannot lead the country. Another reason we know Hillary can't be trusted with our security is, as that gentleman right there has been shouting out all night, Benghazi. Let me make this very clear. A Trump administration will honor that sacred pledge to leave no man or woman behind. On top of everything else, we have the disaster. We have the disaster of humiliation in Iran. Our sailors were forced to their knees because they were a little off course. Remember that? The humiliation of the 10 sailors? They feel ruined and permanently humiliated. They humiliated our country after we signed a deal that was one of the dumbest deals I've ever seen in my life. It's going to be a path to nuclear weapons within 10 years. They'll be much quicker than that. We gave them, remember? We gave them all of that money. We gave them $1.7 billion in cash. They thought it was $400 million You know what 1.7 billion in cash is? That's like, we could get the generals, the admirals, the Medal of Honor winners, get them off the stage because we wouldn't have enough room to put that. That cash would fill up that stage and more. We gave him in cash, and it was a ransom. He said it wasn't a ransom, another lie. Just like he lied about, remember, Obamacare. You can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. He lied. Well, he lied about this. And now Iran is demanding billions more in new ransom payments because they've got some other people. They want billions more. So we made a horrible deal. This is what happens when you make bad deals. They become emboldened because they think you're stupid people. They're circling our ships with their little boats. And who knows what they're saying. I think I know what they're saying without even asking. They're going next to our planes with their fighter jets. They became emboldened. With all of the money, all of the humiliation, we gave them $150 billion back, and they become nastier. And they were in trouble. When Obama started, when Hillary started that deal, she started it, by the way, they were in deep trouble. We could have made a great deal. Sometimes you have to walk and walk and walk. But we made one of the dumbest I've ever seen. Hillary put them on a path to regional dominance and nuclear weapons. Because of our failed leaders, including from the campaigner-in-chief, Obama. This guy does nothing but campaign. You know, I said the other day, I said, let him work on bringing our jobs back from Mexico, who stole our jobs. Let them work on building up our very depleted, you know it better than anybody, our depleted military, the greatest people in the world. We have we have fighter jets that are so old they don't make parts to them anymore. You people know this better than me. We have to go to airplane graveyards and museums to get parts for our fighter jets that we're currently using. He ought to be doing that. He ought to be working on our borders. He ought to be working on crime. Instead, he's campaigning with somebody that's under FBI investigation. America is not respected, sadly, around the world because of our leadership. And at home, our cities have seen an alarming rise in violence. Communities are trapped in poverty. And 400,000, think of it, we have so many people that are living badly. So many people. We have over 40,000 homeless veterans, even as we spend trillions of dollars to support illegal immigration. You have illegal immigrants that are treated far better than our great veterans. That's not going to happen anymore, folks. Hillary Clinton wants to send American troops to defend our borders and the borders of foreign countries, but refuse to protect the borders of our own country. And without borders, we don't have a country. Isn't it amazing? We spend billions of dollars to protect borders and to establish borders of countries. But the United States essentially doesn't have borders. America needs a turnaround, needs it now. America needs new leadership quickly. That begins with restoring respect for America and restoring respect for the American flag. I haven't liked what I've been seeing, and neither have you. It also means rebuilding our depleted military. A Trump administration will immediately reverse the Obama-Clinton defense sequester. The Army is the smallest it's been since before World War II. Did you know that? The Navy is the smallest since World War I. The admirals back there know it. They're not happy. You're not happy, admirals, right? They're not happy. The Air Force is the smallest and oldest it's ever been, just about since inception. My plan will grow the Army to 540,000. That's the number they want. That's the number they feel comfortable with, the great generals. 540,000 active troops, which the Army Chief of Staff has really reported on very strongly. That's what they need. That means more brigade combat teams at Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg, by the way, the reputation of Fort Bragg, great. The men and women of Fort Bragg, great. It's great. We will build the 1,200 modern fighters our Air Force needs. These are the jets. And that means more planes flying out of locations like Seymour Johnson Air Force Base and Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. Our Marine Corps will grow from 27 to 36 battalions. I don't know, maybe you like it the way it is, a little nice and easy. No, you want it to grow, right? It needs to grow. And that's going to mean a lot more Marines at Camp Lejeune. I've been to Camp Lejeune. And new military technologies will be produced at the Research Triangle right here in North Carolina. In summary, my policy can be based on three very important words: peace through strength. We need it. We need it. We need it. Almost as much as ever before, we need strength. We need strong military. Strength also means, yes, I agree. Strength also means we need to save America's economy. That begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's just been announced that the residents of North Carolina are going to experience a massive double-digit premium hike. 95 of 100 North Carolina counties will have only one insurer in Obamacare exchange next year. Lots of luck negotiating that one, folks. That's not going to be easy. But it doesn't matter, because if I win, we're terminating it. We're going to have great insurance, so that's all. Doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. Yet Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it much more expensive than it already is, which is ridiculous. And it's horrible health care and you don't even get to use it. I'm asking for your vote so we can repeal Obamacare and save health care for every family in North Carolina and this country. At the core of my contract with the American voter is my plan to bring back our jobs. North Carolina is a very vivid example. Lost nearly half of its manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, a deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported by Hillary Clinton. America has lost, tell this in front of all of these brave, incredible people behind me, 70,000 factories. Think of it, 70,000. I thought it was a typo when I first read it 2 weeks ago. 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization. Another Bill Clinton disaster, backed very strongly by Hillary. We are living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. The history of the world. There's never been anything like this. We have like major highways. It's a one-way street into Mexico and other countries. We lose our jobs, we lose our factories, we lose our plants, we lose our wealth. We end up with drugs and unemployment and crime. A Trump administration will stop the jobs from leaving America, and we will stop the jobs from leaving North Carolina. We will stop it. Consequences. The theft of American prosperity will finally end. They have taken away our prosperity. Believe me, we're in a bubble. They have taken away our prosperity. If a company wants to fire their workers, move to another country, and then try to ship their products back into the United States, where we will now have a very, very strong border, we will apply a 35% tax on all of those goods. And you know what's going to happen. Those companies will never leave. It's very simple. It's very simple. They'll never leave because the model no longer works. A Trump administration will renegotiate totally NAFTA, this disaster called NAFTA, And if we don't get the deal we want, we will terminate NAFTA and get a much better deal for our workers. We will also stop, and I mean immediately, the job-killing Trans-Pacific Partnership that's being talked about right now. That'll be another NAFTA, although nothing's as bad as NAFTA. But we will stop it. That'll take the rest of your jobs. As part of our plan, thank you. I love you too. Tough guy over there. He's a rough-looking guy. He says he loves me. I don't know. I don't know, but I love him. I love you all, believe me. As part of our plan, thank you. As part of our plan to bring back jobs, we are going to lower taxes on American business from 35% to 15%. We will become a rich nation again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary supports total open borders, there goes your country, and supports sanctuary cities like in San Francisco, where Kate Steinle, the great, beautiful, wonderful person, Kate Steinle was murdered by an illegal immigrant who had been deported perhaps more than 5 times. A Trump administration will cancel all federal funding to sanctuary cities. Very simple. We will deport all criminal aliens, stop the drugs from pouring into our communities, and we will protect American workers. It's time. And that's just the beginning. Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days of a Trump administration. We're going to have the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. Hillary Clinton is raising your taxes substantially. She's going for a major tax increase. Remember that. We're the highest taxed nation in the world, and she wants a tax increase. I don't think so. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation. Cancel every illegal Obama executive order. Rebuild our military and take care of our vets. Provide school choice and put an end to Common Core. We're bringing our education local. We are going to support the truly great men and women of law enforcement. We will save our Second Amendment, which is under siege, and appoint justices to the United States Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. It's time to cut our ties with the failed and bitter politics of the past. And they are failed and they are bitter. Hillary Clinton, if she's even allowed to run, is the candidate of yesterday. We are the movement of the future. We. I'm just the messenger, folks. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great people. Great people. Thank you very much. You're the ones. I'm the messenger. But I have done a good job as a messenger, you have to say. I mean, we've done a good job. You know, I was on the other side. You know that. I was like, when you talk about insider, who was a better insider than me? But I love this country. I saw what was happening to our country. And I said, I have to do this. Hard work. It's hard work. But I have to do this. And we're going to make our country great again. You watch it fast. We are asking for the votes of Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and first-time voters, of which there are many. You take a look at the lines in Florida. You take a look at the lines right here. You take a look at the lines in Texas and in Georgia and all over. It is unbelievable what's going on. I'll tell you, you talk about movement, it is a real movement. Never had anything like this in this country. And even the pundits, even the ones that don't like me, They say there's never been anything like what's. You just take a look at this field. We are fighting for every citizen who believes that government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. We are fighting to unlock the potential of every American community and every American family who hope and pray and yearn for a better future. With your vote in just, can you believe this, 5 days, can you believe it? Started on June 16th of last year. And look where we are. Look where we are. Such progress, such unbelievable progress. We're just 5 days away from the change you've been waiting for your entire life. Be very happy. You're going to remember this night as a very important night. And you are going to remember your vote, hopefully as the greatest vote you have ever cast, because our country will start winning again. We're going to win. We're going to win with trade. We're going to win at the borders. We're going to win with our great military. We're going to knock out ISIS the way it should be. You know, I tell the story of Mosul, and I heard about Mosul for a long time. You know, we had Mosul. It was only the way Obama got out that we lost it. Now we're trying to retake it with great, great people. But I said, whatever happened to the element of surprise? Because about 4 months ago, I heard, you know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about better than anybody. I said, whatever happened to the element of surprise? So 4 months ago, I hear, we are going to go in and take Mosul. I said, I don't want to hear it. Just do it. Do it quietly. Don't talk about it. And one of the reasons we're going to take it is we are going to get the leaders of ISIS who are in Mosul. I said, wait a minute, these are smart people. If they think you're going in, they're going to leave. And they're going to build up and leave lots of people behind. And you see what they're doing, right? It's much tougher than they thought. Then I heard 3 months ago again, we're going into Mosul. We're going to get the leaders. Then 2 months ago. Then 1 month ago. I kept saying, why are they doing this? What's wrong with talking about it? Not at all. Let's have a news conference in a week after it's done. Okay? So, as you know, they have a very tough fight going on now. And the leaders have all left. I could have told you that. They left. You know when they left? About 2 minutes after hearing the first one. Right? And they're someplace else right now. We are led by stupid people. Okay? We're led by stupid people. And one of them is campaigning just too much. So we have a great country. Together we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you, everybody. Special people. You are special people. God bless you.
All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. Sorry for the few glitches we had. Our cameraman was actually trying to do something really nice during the moment when the audio went out. When Trump was talking about the crowd, he actually got up and was going to show the overflow crowd, and then the audio cable got ripped out, so that's what happened there. But look, at least we're trying, okay? We're doing the best we can out here, and we are going to be live tomorrow from all three events. We'll make sure you'll want to make sure that you tune into that tomorrow. The only ones that show the crowd here at Right Side Broadcasting. We may not have the best quality equipment yet, but we're working on it. About a month ago, it would not be possible for us to be streaming right here, and I know a lot of you probably would rather watch those other feeds that appear to be crystal clear, but I want to remind everybody that that source is not, okay, I'm not going to go there, but let me just put it this way. We're the only ones that you see on YouTube, any channel on YouTube, we're the only ones actually out here filming it, okay? You're welcome to watch anything else. We understand that. You want a good viewing experience, and if we can't bring that to you, we're sorry. But we're going to continue to do our best for you, and we would appreciate it if you would join us. And we're all a family here. We all feel like we're very close, and we appreciate all of you guys, man. You guys are awesome, and this is a movement that is incredible. And I don't care if we have those viewers every night. I don't care. All I know is that we're going to do what we know that the people want, and the people have asked us to be at every rally and to document this movement. That's what we're doing. So if you can, support us at rsbn.tv/donate. We will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow night's going to be huge from Hershey, Pennsylvania. You won't want to miss that. If you can, I would like for you guys to look back. Here's what I want everybody to look at here, and why we need funding. Because we're not funded right now by anyone on the outside. We're only funded by donations and by ad revenue. If you will look back at today's earlier broadcast in Concord, New Hampshire, and you see the quality of our broadcast from there, and you see that is the same kind of camera that the big guys have, and we need to upgrade every single camera that we have to that equipment. If it is possible for you to donate and help us out to get to that point, because if you look back at that broadcast and you see that compares to the other feeds that you see on ABC News, NBC, things like that. We actually can have that ability, but those things cost $20,000, $30,000 to get all the equipment we need. We were able to do that with one of our cameras, and so look, it's all because of you. We're here at the first place, so I'm asking you, if we've made your life a little easier and you want to contribute, please do. If not, please don't. We'd rather you give your money to Mr. Trump. So if you have any extra money laying around, give it to Donald, and help the campaign before you worry about us. But if you look at the quality of that broadcast and then compare it to this is done using a mobile cell phone. It's a pack called a Live View unit. This is why the quality is not always great on these units, because when you get so many people in one area like this and they're all pinging off the same cell phone towers, then you have an issue sometimes with bandwidth. So what we have done is basically, one second, yes. Okay, Brad asked me if you should turn the camera off. I said no. But if you look back at that quality broadcast, please go to the Concord, New Hampshire, or Concord, North Carolina broadcast earlier today, and you see that's our camera. And the quality that was on that camera is something that we could have every single rally, but it takes a lot of money to do that. So if you can donate to us, please do so at rsbn.tv/donate. We will be live tomorrow from all three events, and God willing, our equipment will come through for us and you can watch it here. Thanks guys for everything. We really appreciate all the letters, the messages we've been getting. It means a lot to us. We have lots of new things coming up. I'd love to tell you, but I just can't, the things that we have planned. We're not going to be Trump TV, so I want everybody to understand that. I'm not going to, look, all right, so we haven't been contacted about that yet. But we are working with the Trump campaign, and we're very glad and proud and honored to do so. You can watch all these rallies at Donald's Facebook page at facebook.com/Donald Trump. Thanks for all you guys' support. We have had an exhausting 2 days, so if I'm rambling and if I'm talking too much, I'm so sorry. We had very little sleep in the last 48 hours. This has been a very long couple of days for us. Our YouTube streaming privileges were suspended last night, and we had a lot of troubles. Was suspended for no reason without warning, and we finally got it back, but it wasn't easy, and we've just had so many problems. But we're back now, and everything should be good, so we appreciate you guys hanging in there with us and sticking it out with us. We'll be back, and we'll see you tomorrow morning from New Hampshire. Have a good night.